So today I wanted to recount my learnings from past experiences. I figured I should talk about this because it came to my mind. Usually when things come to my mind and I talk about them, it ends up being a good thing because people want to hear about it. So, I've been thinking about a lot of things recently. I realized patience is not only a key, but a weapon. And, when it comes to these things in life, you realize there's only so much you can do within a certain moment. But other people might like to differ on the way they think about how much they can do things and how many things they can do. It makes you realize, it makes you think and ponder on these things a little bit. Some people don't agree on what you can really achieve, and they think that's just something they can do as much as they want. There's one thing about like disagreeing, and you can't disagree on a fact, only on an opinion. It's like, I can disagree with your sentiment or the way you portray something to me. I can say I can say that one thing that was said was to be differently perceived than the way the user intended. There's some things in life where it's deeper than just the thing that's said or the thing that's done. And that's usually communicated with other words, but there comes a moment in life where some things kind of overlap, and you have to acknowledge whether that's something that's different from the things that it's encompassing. Is there a way to say that a bubble is different from just the water membrane and the air that it contains? Is there something other than those two things? Is the surface tension of the water in the way that it is forming the bubble a new thing than normal water surface tension? And arguably, the form of something is a thing. But the way that it interacts with other things isn't exactly its own thing, if you get what I'm saying. Some people like to think they can just affect you in ways in life that really bother you or get to you, or that there's a risk that's not really there. It's like, what are you risking? I mean, I'm here alive, and I've been waiting here for a while for something, beyond what I already know to come into my scope, but then I find out nothing new that I don't already know ever does so. And it comes to a time where you start to spot patterns, and you learn to find similarities. And when you find the similarities, people will shush you for it. They'll call you crazy for finding identical behaviors in people. They'll call you crazy for all kinds of things that just don't really make sense. And you start to realize this is something of the people, not just intrinsic to the human psyche. And you realize, you ever think about how there's different people on this world? And when we say different people, we don't mean different persons, by the way. When we say the word people, we're talking about groups of individuals, right? We're talking about classes, we're talking about races, essentially. We're talking about cultures, ethnicities, right? You can also have a people that can be a military. A military is a people. And whenever you're talking about peoples, you're talking about patterns and infrastructure, mentality. You're talking about otherwise culture, essentially. But when it starts to get weird is when people don't understand the differences between what those people's behaviors start to kind of portray about them. And they'll say that you're not identifying things correctly because, what is a people? It's just a different kind of a human race. It's like, we say that races are like different from species, and that they're different from, goddamn, bro. And then we have these, fuck you. Like, actually, fuck you, dude. I hope you realize I'm saying actually, fuck you. Now you gotta realize, and then we encounter these people out here that have like motorcycles in the city, and it's just like, there's better designed motorcycles, ones that are quiet, and this is just so fucking annoying. The fact these people have to buy the loud and annoying ones. And it just goes to show, there are different teams, guys. People say that everybody's on the same side because we're all human beings, and it just doesn't make any sense. We could easily all be different species. And how do we define species? It's really blurry. People say that it's the genome, and that genomes are always like, they have to be significantly different. And it's like, no, you don't really understand how genetic works if you think species are just limited to a different form of the human body. So just remember, guys, the physical manifestation you see isn't always what's being portrayed, and what's being told isn't always what's intended. So keep that in mind, guys. I think that's all I have to say for now. See you guys next one. Bye.